What if I told you that a small spice sitting quietly in your kitchen has been studied by institutions like Harvard University and the National Institutes of Health for its effects on blood sugar, digestion, and inflammation? I wasn't looking for a miracle. I just wanted to understand what would happen if I chewed cloves every morning for 7 days. What surprised me wasn't dramatic. It was subtle, real, and hard to ignore. I want to be very clear from the start, this isn't a medical cure, and this isn't hype. My curiosity started after reading multiple evidence-based articles from sources like Healthline and WebMD, both of which reference peer-reviewed research on cloves and their active compound, eugenol. I also found studies indexed on PubMed discussing cloves' role in digestion, oral bacteria, and glucose metabolism. So instead of trusting headlines, I decided to test one simple habit, chewing 1 to 2 whole cloves on an empty stomach, and carefully observe how my body responded over 7 days. The first thing I noticed wasn't dramatic energy or weight loss, it was digestion. Within the first 2 days, my stomach felt calmer after meals. This aligns with research showing that cloves stimulate digestive enzyme secretion and increase saliva production, which is where digestion actually begins. Chewing cloves also has a well-documented antimicrobial effect, particularly in the mouth. By day 2, morning breath was noticeably reduced, and my mouth felt cleaner for longer, something dental studies often attribute to cloves' ability to suppress harmful oral bacteria. There was also less bloating and a lighter feeling in my gut, which may be connected to cloves' traditional use in supporting gastric lining health. Nothing extreme, just small, consistent changes that made me pay attention and continue the experiment. By the 3rd day, I started noticing subtler, yet meaningful changes, particularly with my energy levels and how my body responded after meals. Research has shown that cloves contain eugenol, a compound that may help regulate blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity. Studies referenced by PubMed suggest that compounds in cloves can enhance how glucose enters cells, helping the body use sugar more efficiently. I noticed that mid-afternoon slumps were slightly reduced, a small but noticeable improvement in overall stamina. Meals felt lighter, and there were fewer cravings for sugary snacks. It was as if my body was responding more efficiently to the energy I was providing it. These changes align with findings reported in WebMD, which note that consistent consumption of small amounts of cloves may support glucose metabolism without replacing any prescribed diabetes management plans. By the end of day 4, I realized that these subtle metabolic shifts were encouraging enough to continue the experiment and see what other benefits might appear. Day 5 brought another set of noticeable effects. My joints felt less stiff, especially in the morning, and general body ache seemed slightly reduced. This makes sense because cloves are known to have anti-inflammatory properties. Research published in Healthline highlights that eugenol in cloves may reduce inflammatory markers in the body, helping ease minor joint discomfort and supporting overall mobility. I also noticed my immune system felt more resilient. While I wasn't sick, the mild seasonal sniffles and irritations I sometimes experience seemed less bothersome. Cloves' antiviral and antioxidant components are often cited in PubMed for their role in supporting immunity and reducing oxidative stress. This reinforced the idea that even simple, natural habits like chewing cloves can contribute to subtle improvements in how your body handles inflammation and everyday stressors. By the final days of the experiment, I noticed the most unexpected yet positive changes. My stomach and digestion felt lighter, energy more steady, and I felt a subtle freshness around my liver area. This aligns with studies showing that cloves contain powerful antioxidants and hepatoprotective compounds like eugenol. Research documented by WebMD and PubMed suggests that these compounds may support liver function by reducing oxidative stress and promoting detoxification pathways in the body. It wasn't dramatic or instantaneous. There were no overnight miracles, but the cumulative effect over 7 days was noticeable. More energy, better digestion, and a sense of overall lightness. These final 2 days reinforce the takeaway that small, consistent habits when combined with proper diet and lifestyle, can deliver real, observable benefits, and why the full-week experiment was worth completing. Before you try this yourself, it's important to be aware of potential risks. While small amounts of cloves are generally safe, excessive consumption or clove oil can be harmful. Studies cited by WebMD show that high doses of eugenol, the active compound in cloves, can affect liver function, cause gastrointestinal irritation, or interact with blood-thinning medications. Pregnant or breastfeeding individuals, young children, and people on certain medications should exercise caution. Moderation is key. 1 or 2 cloves a day is safe for most adults, but exceeding that may create problems. Knowing these limits ensures you enjoy the benefits without unwanted side effects.